kids are asleep, and I'm gonna tell you a story. It was my birthday, almost a year ago, March 14th. Full moon, the day of miracles. To clarify what I mean, the day of miracles in Dharma calendar is the day that celebrates the 15 days where Buddha is said to have performed miracles to inspire faith. And it's considered a high merit day where the impact of intentions and actions is massively amplified. They say like 1,000 times. So my wonderful husband planned something that he thought I would enjoy. Obviously, he was completely unaware of any astrological significance of that day, and somehow it just turned out perfect. So one of the things we did was 1 hour long guided meditation with sound healing. And during that meditation, I went deep. This is where I received the story that I now call the Smoking Dragon story. And it did feel like a continuation of that previous dragon story, you know, the one with the golden cage. But this time, something had evolved big time. So I saw myself as a dragoness, powerful, fierce, immense. But my fire, it wasn't directed, it consumed me. So over and over I just burned myself. You know, as if my power was just too much to hold. And each time I was reduced to these embers. Nothing left but the smoke, it didn't disappear. And from it, new little dragons were born again and again and stronger each time. Which is actually a classic cycle of destruction and rebirth. And then suddenly the guide interrupted us. She told us to now ask our inner child, do you have anything for me today? So this little girl, supposedly my inner child, she didn't give me anything dramatic, but check this out. She handed me a lotus flower, alright? I remember just thinking, of course, anything spiritual has to be a lotus, right? But just before I could dismiss it, she just jumped to me with this wild energy and just placed this lotus right on my head. And then everything shifted. Light, it started pouring from above, just like a funnel, you know, into this lotus. And it started to grow, expanding upward with this force that I couldn't control anymore. And my inner child, she also jumped into this lotus and threw it into me. My body just felt completely just too full. And then boom, I exploded into like thousands of tiny, shiny bubbles, and they flew everywhere, just popping as they touched the world, and each one releasing this little giggle as they popped. But this one bubble, it just carried my attention further out into this vast field of consciousness, and then like poof, it collided with a horn of this dragoness, and this dragoness was just lying against a massive hill, like completely unbothered. Smoke drifting calmly from her nostrils. Oh my, I was so into the story, I forgot I don't smoke. No aggression, no fire, no tension, just this presence so thick that you can feel it. Her fire, it hasn't disappeared. No, it has transformed into this smoke. Peaceful, spacious, and contained. But nearby, under this tree, a little child was dancing and playing this little guitar. She was wild, she was joyful, she was unfiltered. And she just danced until she couldn't anymore. And so she just collapsed into sleep beneath that tree. So this dragoness, she just slowly lifted her tail, wrapped it around the kid, pulled her close, as if protecting her, you know? And that's it. So after reviewing this dreamlike message, I understood the child and the dragoness, they were both me. One part of me is this pure passion, dancing until exhaustion, and the other is this grounded power, calm enough to just hold everything. And when I balance both, when I know when to burn and when to smoke, I'm suddenly whole. And it's been almost a year now since that vision. And honestly, I'm still living it. It's like a script for the last year. Yes, first I had to burn myself. I had to let myself go fully into this fire, into artistic hunger, into intensity. I couldn't have learned it without overdoing it. No way I could have learned it without overdoing it, you know? But now I know the fire doesn't have to burn me. Hello, it needs containment and ease, like the smoking dragon. Okay, let me give you a real life example. I was choosing a song to work on for my next concert. And one song, it resonated deeply, but it was hard. Wrong pitch, it didn't land naturally on my voice, and I was forcing it. And then I noticed another song, it was flowing, it was easier, and it was, playful. But my mind, it just instantly rejected it. Why? Because too soft, too easy, not me enough, whatever that means. And this is when I saw the pattern. I always choose the hard thing because somewhere deep inside me, I think that suffering means growth. And literally every time I burn out and I turn something so beautiful into work, and then my nervous system, it just shuts down. But when I choose ease, this is when I relax, this is when I play, that's when my genius comes through and the real growth happens. So my whole point is that ease doesn't kill growth, it sustains it. And so once you see that, it's no longer a pattern, now it's a choice, and I cannot unknow it. So now I choose, you choose. See ya.